everybody, Steve from GuitarNiche here. We have a fine example of a 52 reissue US made Tele here that we're going to do a tip-to-toe setup on. As far as I know, it has never had any work done to it since the owner first purchased it. And first order of business will be assessment, looking at what, if any, problems exist and what we're up against as far as just getting it tip-top. That's the order of the day, and I'll be back momentarily. See you in a sec. We're going to have a little look-see at how this puppy sounds with a little bit of grind on it. I got the amp set up kind of modern. Pretty spanky. Okay, so that's on the back pickup there. The action's kind of stiff. My first impression is this. It doesn't quite feel right across the fretboard. Action's a little bit high, which can be typical with 7¼ inch radius fretboards from the early Teles, Fender products, etc. The other thing is, just as an aside here, this has the old school wiring in it, where it's all bass as you go forward on the switch. Okay, so there's so you can comp bass lines and stuff like that. It did have a purpose, but that's the story for another time. Anyway, so as far as the assessment goes here, again, I said the strings are a bit high, particularly on the treble side, and I'm going to have a quick look at the relief on the neck, which needs some improvement. I can tell just by looking at the saddles are just all over the place down here. Okay, they're slightly intonated for a string length, but the action across the radius at this point is just not there. It's khaki, so it's just destroying the feel of it. Just some tweakies and stuff like that. This particular reissue, US made and all that, has slot screws around the pickguard, five screw pickguard. Slot screws, well, that's what they use, right? But you've got to be careful when you're working with slot screws around an instrument, because one little slip with a screwdriver, and then they're really problematic. So just be careful. Exercise some extra attention to your tools if you're going to do this. Okay, slot screws are just nasty. Anyway, we'll deal with that. Other than that, the neck angle, everything else seems to be pretty cool. It's a fairly new instrument, so I'm not too worried about like wear and tear items. The controls are pretty clean. The jack is not scratchy or anything, although I will give an inspection and whatnot. And anyway, one final thing I'll have a look at before we bust out the tools, let's say, is, well, first off, get my specs, okay? Oh boy, this nut is out to lunch, okay? That needs to be recut in the worst way. String installation is, it's okay. There's a lot of extra string around these posts here, which can potentially cause tuning problems. I'll discuss that as we dive into it. The pickup height is moderate. It could be better. And of course, part and parcel of this whole process is to go around and you know, batten down the hatches and get things in good order. Okay. Anyway, so that's my assessment of it. We're going to have to take the neck off, and while we have the neck off, we should be able to see some marks in there if it's been branded as far as a date and stuff like that. So we're gonna tweak the neck out. We're gonna recut the nut. We're going to reset the intonation and the saddle height down here, and try to get everything in balance. And of course, we will deal with the pickups themselves. It'll be one of the last jobs. One thing I want to mention, though, in terms of this style of instrument, they're really bare bones utility sort of things to work on. They're actually quite a joy to work on because they were designed to be a working man's instrument that was affordable, and you could get replacement parts easily. Like say the neck broke, you could put on another neck, whatever. But it had to be dependable. So the original intent was to you know, build an instrument that was robust, okay? And in all things considered, to work on something like this, you know, slot screws included, it's actually pretty cool. You know, like they're a lot of fun to work on, and of course play and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to just take a break for 2 seconds here, and we'll bust out the tools and have at it. Okay, first order is the Teardown. Okay, anyway, I'll be right back and we'll get at it. Okay, thanks.